It's your boy. It's your boy. Killer B the Witchfinder General. Good one, y'all.
When I was a kid, I used to get in a lot of trouble. Now I'm not a kid, now I get in shitloads of trouble. I'm in that old and I still dibble and dabble in mischief. Hell, broth, boil and bubble. I'm old enough to buy a gun and a six-pack and old enough to die from them. Man, I'm a kid, now I get in shitloads of trouble. I'm a grown-up, doing grown-up things, doing donuts in a Toyota with the windows tinted illegally and a windshield with the windows up. And there's a little weed in me, so instinctively I'll do some more bad decision-making and reasoning. Talk about impaired judgment. My judgment's more impaired than judges in wheelchairs judging paraplegic defendants that kill their husbands for stepping out on them. Yeah, I've been there, done it, and that's why in the back of a squad car I found myself. I'm back in the back of a squad car. Anyone would tell you it's no fun in the back of a squad car. In the back of a squad car. Why it seems so goddamn hard in the back of a squad car. I'm in the back of a squad car. Copper theft is a new thing. Grab a faucet and get involved in a looting. Go to USC and steal some valve stems. Jack Christopher Walken's ass for his cowbell. After that, you'll be able to pay your college tuition. Hire submissive maids to wash your dishes. Go through the beginning stages of some crazy shopping addiction. Leave Costco with 80 boxes of Bisquick. And don't forget about loss prevention. This usually tends to draw their attention. No need to pocket the biscuits. Winona, why am I always talking to this chick about proper shoplifting etiquette? Don't get caught with this shit, bitch. At least you're sloppy with it. Watch your posture and don't walk with a limp. You see those cops in the distance? Let's go the opposite direction. And that's when I slipped in the back of a squad car. Found myself. I'm back in the back of a squad car. Anyone would tell you it's no fun in the back of a squad car. In the back of a squad car. Why it seems so goddamn hard in the back of a squad car. I'm in the back of a squad car. My aberrant behavior have had some consequences lately. I'm irresponsible, I'm in some awkward situations. And for some odd reason, every entrance barricaded. There's helicopters, and I'm being chased by LAPD officers and law enforcement agents. This doesn't happen often as it may be, but when it does, it's pretty fucking awesome. It's only awful when they tase me. I've had this problem with authority, and it gets worse as I get older. I'm in my house, I'll do a word search, I get pulled over. Where's the donkey depended on? And I don't bother with race cards that are worth less than a fucking card that is printed on, pretty much anymore. And I don't get mad when Billy Bob keeps hitting me really hard on the floor with billy clubs. And who in their right mind would ever hire someone like Billy Bob on the force? Because in the back of a squad car, found myself. I'm back in the back of a squad car. Anyone would tell you it's no fun in the back of a squad car. In the back of a squad car. Why it seems so goddamn hard in the back of a squad car. I'm in the back of a squad car.
Killer B the goddamn Witchfinder General back in your motherfucking ass. Yeah, good one last night. Y'all didn't check that out. See, that little marathon. See, goddamn cool. Yeah, some more people up in the room. We go, Sister Keita pop up in here. Y'all, we got full house last night. See how we do tonight. Excuse me. I ain't got that shit. But anyway. I had a totally different topic to go over tonight. I was already had all my stuff. And then I just cleared the board. I didn't even save shit. I just cleared the fucking board. I said, I'm going to do this. All right? I was working on Smack Show all day. All day. Just cleared the board. What up, man? What's up? What's going on, Lil? Yeah, man. So something pop up on my notifications, right? Hassan Netter and Hassan Campbell. So why is Hassan the most hated YouTuber? And does Hassan have a death wish, right? I know there was another video they've been getting on Hassan Campbell for what he said about rapper FBG Duck. I believe that's his name and stuff. And that was recently murdered in the streets, right? Real nigga. Hassan Campbell is being questioned about things he said about his mother, right? Don't have that clip for what he said. I did see it, and I don't know why I didn't think about queuing it up. I might show it later. But we're gonna talk about some shit tonight. And got two people there. Hey P, what's up? Damn, 4:37 a.m. All right. Try to get you in and out of here. Have a good one tonight. So yeah, might as well get right into it. And I'm just gonna do some commentary and stuff. I'm gonna talk about the things being said in this video. And I was kind of ashamed, Sean Netter. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't really surprised, but I was ashamed. I was like, well, goddamn, for a nigga your age, but then I had to think about that shit in New York City and bullshit. I explain everything and shit as the video goes. So let's see if I got the right spot here I want.
In Black America. So we're gonna find
We can start right from the nitty gritty.
Is the most hated on YouTube. That's why you see the title. All right. Why is Hassan Campbell the most hated on you? The most hated YouTuber. So we're going to find out. We want to dig into the brain, into the mind of Hassan Campbell, and we're going to see what's going on. This is part one. I want to let y'all know this is part one. We're going to have a follow-up. So I want to say peace and black power to you, Hassan. What's happening?
Peace. I mean, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things happening right now in Black America for us to touch on. It's a lot of things happening, man. And we already know when you touch on certain topics, certain people are going to get offended. You have people that can take constructive criticism, and then you have people that's like, you can't tell them about themselves or it's going to be a problem. And with a lot of us, we like to act like our shit don't stink. So that's one of the problems. But yeah, but do you think you go a little too overboard? Even though you know you within your right, even though you know you want to say the right things at times, but do you go a little overboard? For example, like we know Duck had just passed like a couple of weeks ago, a week ago last week. And a lot of people is making videos saying, why would the man disrespect the moms? Like, that's what they saying. Why would you go as far as being disrespectful to the mother? What do you say to those people who's...
Y'all hear that, right? They said that Hassan Campbell is disrespectful to the mother of FBG Duck, right? And I heard it. I think it was a few days ago or something like that. I heard it. And I don't remember. What up, Chris Harris? I don't remember anything of him saying anything disrespectful to her. And from what he says, he backs it up. But Lil says, Killer B, what do you think about Napop? Hell yeah, she motherfucking fine. But shit, yeah, she cool. She all right and shit. She been making a weird fucking retarded ass videos and shit. But I ain't see her make one of those in a minute. Like her little live streams she do and stuff like about all the women shit and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Those things are good, like for women and shit. Like, so, like I totally back her 1000% on that shit. Like that's the shit. Like she on to something with that. Like, and I see Sarnetta she on to something too and shit. Make sure you get your check deposit. Make sure you get your check. That's all I gotta say. Make sure you get your check. So yes, shout out to her and stuff. She make awesome videos. She get into all that conspiracy theory, motherfucking black baby kidney cells and shit in the Pepsi Cola. Nah, I ain't fucking with you. Shit, you burned up. But yeah, let's get back to this shit. So yeah, side letter and shit. I'm ashamed though. Y'all gonna see why.
say that because the mother is automatically, she's going to talk in a good way about her son. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, mothers do that. Mothers do that, right? But there's certain ways that mothers do. Certain mothers do different ways. Let's go.
Going to say, oh yeah, my son is the best, my son is this, and my son is that. She's not supposed to get up there in the white media and beat her son down. So do you think honestly that you do go overboard sometimes?
Overboard.
Well, where do I start? Yeah, where do I start with this one? Right. All right. Wow. Where do I start with this? Like, for one, if you look at the videos, when I spoke on Duck, I spoke highly of him. Even with the mother. When I got to the mother, and I make it clear, I personally get outraged by my black sisters. And let me start off with this. Let me turn this sound off. It's going in my ear. On my, all right, there you go. So let me start off by saying to all the black queens out there, shout out to the sisters that dedicate their lives to raising their children properly and uplifting the black household. Because I'm not putting all sisters in the same category, because they're not. You've been with your wife for years. I've been with my wife for years. We take care of our family. So there's black men out there that's taking care of their family, and there's black women that's taking care of their family. I personally hate it. Coming from Bronx River Projects, I hate women who constantly sit out there, not my baby, not my child. Soon as their child do something, you got to fight the mother and the child. Now, their child done killed about 20 people in the hood, and as soon as that child get executed, that mama up there talking about my baby ain't did nothing to hurt nobody. The one thing I respected about Pistol Pete mother was she stood in the courtroom and the judge gave Pete life. She spoke to the judge and she told the judge she ain't apologizing for what her son did, because her son, anybody in that cast that they named in the court system, if they would have caught her son first, they would have did the same thing to him. So I salute and respect her for being honest. I personally despise sisters that sit up there and let their kids terrorize and then sit up there and say, not my baby. There's a lot of brothers and sisters that's watching this scenario with the brother Duck. May he rest in peace. And I need the sisters that's paying attention with an intellectual mind, not the hood boogers. The intellectual thinkers, the sisters that want to do better, to understand that there's a protocol that comes with dealing with our children.
Like I said the other day in Rod Rock Show, I'm not here. Nah, I'm not even going to say that shit. Y'all, if whoever was there heard me say that shit. But
and being in denial and lying about what our children do is not it. I'm not telling the sister to tell all of her son's business. But what I am saying is, don't get up there, sit up there, and blatantly lie about something that he took pride in being a gang member. And even though I respected the fact towards the end, he was talking more towards squashing all his beefs the way we did. I respect him for that. Don't rob him of who he was. That was my whole thing. So, of course, you're going to have people on YouTube that's going to try to twist everything that I have to say. And me being the man that I am, I'm going to stand by what I say. I'll say something even worse just to piss you off, because I don't back down.
But see, Hassan, you're a smart brother. You know we can't do no wrong when it comes to our mama. We can go and do a stick up, and if our mama see it, she got our back 100%.
Who mama? Who mama? And where they do that at? How many of y'all, the women, leave in the comments, y'all in the chat. Y'all had kids, murdered somebody, motherfucker. You lied to the motherfucking detective and shit, and they gave you motherfucking good eyes. You know the nigga killed a motherfucker. Put it in the comments, right? Let's go.
We could do no wrong with our mama, but when we, do you think, see, first of all, when you look at the brothers, when we begin to get older, our mother.
And I'm not saying women not, or parents not protecting their kids from harm. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when they know they did something that they ain't had no motherfucking business doing. That cost somebody else some shit. Didn't just fuck them up or the family up. Fuck somebody else up.
Brothers ain't got no more control over us.
Did your mom let you steal candy from the store and see it in the car and shit and let you keep it?
It's like we may think she do. This brother's not living with his mom, so when she hear about her son passing, which is, I think, is the second son, am I right? This is the second one that she lost.
The second son, and she lost the daughter too.
Yeah. Oh, see, look at that. That's bad. So when a mother hears that, automatically her motherhood is going to kick in. She know deep in her heart that, damn, I was telling my son not to do this. I told him not to do this. But she's not going to go live in the media and say my son is a bastard. My son was a no good mother. Women ain't going to just come out and do that. Hassan. So what I mean by, what I'm saying is, you don't think it's a little overboard, brother, like to come out and bash the mother of the son that she just lost her son, her last son, to be exact.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. To be honest with you, I think I was nice on her. I think I was too nice on her, and I think the problem with the black community, all of us. Because the chain is only as strong as the weakest link. We as a people need a good old ass fashioned ass whooping. As a community, we need our ass whipped.
I thought it was young motherfucker.
We being too passive. We need our ass whipped. Like let me point something out to you about his mother, and I hate to say it because I don't want to drag her, but I gotta put it out there because it's out there. That brother's mother, he's a gang member. They have sex tapes, allegedly, of her sleeping with his enemy. And the enemy's selling the sex tape on the internet, blackmailing this woman. They got audio, allegedly, with this woman. I heard the audio. Well, her asking him, why would you do this? Why would you sleep with your son's enemies and even put them in a position, allegedly, to put tapes out there on you? And see, my whole thing is, if you ain't part of the solution, then you are part of the problem. This woman degraded herself all over social media in the worst way. And I can go so much more into it, but I'm just pointing that out just to show you the mentality of the mother. And see, my whole thing is, what I need for the black sisters around America to understand, some of us black men are cowards. We are cowards. We are not there for the kindergarten graduation. We ain't there for the elementary school graduation. We missed the first birthday and brag about after we came home. Some of us get all over the internet and brag about doing 10 or 20 years in Comstock, Attica, Clinton, but they'll never tell us stories about how many times their children have cried because we wasn't there for that first, second, third, fourth, fifth birthday party. No, nothing. So now, when you sit back and you analyze the situation with Duck, his brother had a sister she died in a fire, lost one child. The brother murdered in the street. Now you get to this third child, and instead of moving that child out of the hood before it got too bad, because now we know, after me doing all the homework that I've been doing on Chicago, if you live to be 20 years old, you are considered to be an OG in Chicago. By the time your kid hits 12 years old, he's already done graduated to having a gun. A 12-year-old is a baby, not in Chicago. Now it's time for you to put in work at 12 years old. No more playing with doll babies. No more playing with G.I. Joes. So now, when a mother gives birth to a child in Chicago, if she didn't understand,
The mother see the kid with the gun. She said, "Get rid of that damn gun. Get that gun out of my house." You heard what I just said? Get that gun out of my house. What's wrong with that? Anybody can tell me what's wrong with that? Can anybody tell me what's wrong with that? That's right, people. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Right? What's wrong with that? She told her son to take the gun and get rid of it. She didn't take the gun, turned it in. Or she didn't take the gun and got rid of it. She put it on her kid, who was so irresponsible to bring the gun in the house. And the lady not dumb enough to let her see it. So what make you think this little nigga is dumb, smart enough to get rid of it? He done got caught by his mama.
And this now I'm telling her.
Can't steal a bike. Get that bike from around here. Been bringing those stolen bikes here. She supposed to handle it from that point. From that point. She supposed to stop the experience or whatever he had in that realm of dealing with this and that and doing this and that. She supposed to put an end to that right there.
From his first birthday, you got 12 years to save every dollar that you could to get your child out of the hood. Because by the time they hit 12 years old, you know he's going to kill or be killed. To raise your child in the hood of Chicago, and you have the money to leave Chicago, not the ones that don't have the money to leave, but the ones that want to splurge on social media, where Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and all the rest of that, and you don't get your child, what you're doing is basically...
And I'm doing this not to talk about the lady, right? He just pointed out a good example of what goes on and what needs to be fixed. What needs to be fixed? He's calling the alarm. He's sparing not. Right? How the scripture go? Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up your voice as a trumpet. Right? And show them what they're doing wrong. That's what he's doing. And Sarnetta over here talking about, "Yo, man, you know how no, that's not supposed to be a man. That's hood shit. That's ghetto shit.
It's child abuse. And you know that you're...
Period, like, oh, this motherfucker, oh, there you go right there. There you go. Right, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Washington. You know what I mean?
Child is going to take place or take part in genocide that goes on in Chicago. And that's my whole thing right there. So I have mothers and black sisters all across America that support me, that's young. I don't want them to think that that mentality that boy mothers had is the right mentality. So I had to speak out against it and say, you know what? For the people that follow me, nah, that's not it. Because yes, I understand that you're not supposed to admonish your children on social media. She didn't have to sit up there and lie. You're telling a bold-faced lie. That brother took pride.
What was the lie? What was the lie?
He said he was in a gangbanger. And he was, and everybody knows it. And every video that he contributed, or rather that he produced on social media, YouTube, and every platform, he took pride of being a gang member. So my thing to her was that I spoke on was, why would you sit up there and lie? He took pride in this. So don't sit up there and renege on who he was.
Because Hassan, that's her son. Your mother never lied for you, so you can have the best. So you can have a better opportunity. My mother have lied for me when she know that she was wrong. My mother will see me do shit and she will lie, but when I get my ass in that house, she will beat the shit out of me. You know, in order to save me, to save my pride. You know, women, mother.
The Bible tell you about pride. Pride comes before the fall. Sarnetta, that's in the scriptures. Go find that. Pull that shit out of one of these niggas out here. shit that be saying all that bullshit, that coach shit. Supposed to be getting on these coaches. You got them on your damn platform and shit. Yeah. Let's go. Shout out to Sagar for making this awesome videos. He's been making good videos. Like, he fell off. In the beginning, his shit was fire. Then that nigga just fell off and shit. Like, he fell off for a minute, like a good year. Like, he fell off. To me, he wasn't. And now he started, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit with Camilo Money and fucking this shit right here. This is the shit right here. But how you made a fool of Juvenile. Shout out to Sagar.
Brothers will do anything for their son, Hassan. You got to know this, brother. That's what I'm saying.
All right, so I mean, at the end of the day, anything she had the opportunity to do anything for her son, and you know what she did? She dropped the ball. She let him die in Chicago streets. What she should have did for him, she didn't do. You know, at the end of the day. But for all of the YouTubers that have a problem with me just saying that I disagree, like when did it become so bad for us to disagree with one another? I mean, because at the end of the day, why is there so many people that have a problem with me sitting up there saying she shouldn't have lied like that? She should have stood tall by the truth. So that was so bad, but nobody's fighting the brothers to take the video down with them bragging about gangbanging her and teasing her son and taunting her son all over the internet. So
what would you do for your children, Hassan? Would you lie? Would you kill? Or would you be willing to die for your children?
Now, Hassan Campbell's a street nigga. He a real street nigga. Like a real, like Mobb Deep nigga. Like Mobb Deep street nigga. Like, right? New York City, right? And the nigga killed people. He killed a motherfucker. So, about all that hood shit and all that bullshit, for him to become this is like what I did out here where I live, right? I did outlaw events for kids in low income neighborhoods, like, right? The hood. So what the city wouldn't give me permission to do, I did on my own. Like, I just did this shit. I did it more than a couple of times. And I did a lot of shit, and I still see influence of what I was doing being manifest of what I wanted it to be, right? All the people was involved and shit, young kids and shit. And I got to see within like, what, 12, almost 10 years, 8 years or whatever. I'm seeing it, right? The reason why I did it and what was the outcome that I wanted, and I see it manifested. Anyway, let's go. This man should be getting way more props than he should. And shit. For somebody that lived the lifestyle as him to come out and say these things.
What would you do? There's nothing you wouldn't do, I suppose. Just like me. There's nothing I wouldn't do to save my son. Whether it's through the media, save my daughter, whether it's through the media or whether it's through anything out there. So what would you do? What would you do, brother? Would you lie for your daughters and your son? No?
No. I have a problem with lying. You see what I'm saying? I have a problem. If my daughter and my son took pride in being something, then I'm going to stand tall with them on what they was. If they wanted the world to know, that's like, for example, my mother hated the fact that I was Muslim. And
listen to this.
I would hate, and I make this clear to my family all the time, I would hate for my family to sit up there and allow me to be buried in a church and have my family, my mother standing over my casket talking about I received Jesus. Ooh. That would be the biggest lie. And that right there would be the worst thing you could ever do. So when his mother sat up there and went against who he was, that boy put his life on the line for his set. He loved his set. She denounced his set and said he wasn't down with that. Me personally, like I said, I'm going to stick to my script because what goes on in the black community is bigger than his mother. Her son was a casualty of ignorance. I won't even call it war. Her son was a casualty of ignorance because of her, and I can't have a pity party for her. Because in the midst of everybody having a pity party of me sitting up there saying, or just speaking on one little piece of his death Nobody's saying nothing about how I've been pushing and reaching out to these rappers that they've been warring with to squash the beef between those parties. So the platforms want to focus on, well, why did you say this to his mother? Why don't y'all focus on the fact that I done tried to reach out to King Von, Breezy 600, and all of the dudes that's pretty much at war with each other right now. Chicago just had 70 shootings. New York just had 50 this weekend that just passed. So now New York is becoming Chicago, and we running neck and neck with them. These are the challenges that I've been challenging, but it seems to be that, you know, the bottom feeders of YouTube have to keep the ignorance going. They got to keep the ignorance going. They got to keep the gossip going instead of supporting the message. Let's
Nasty Nazara.
Stop the violence before the next dead rapper die. I personally get offended, and I hate it when we pick and choose what rappers we gonna sit up there and praise. Nipsey Hussle died. Everybody went to Chicago, right? Everybody goes to Chicago to pay their respect. KJ Bowler died in Brooklyn. Up and coming rapper. He was known all through New York. He was there. Made it. Nick Blicky murdered right in Brooklyn. And then right after that, all of them down with the woes and the chos, Pop Smoke. Now everybody hurt behind Pop. We had the opportunity to stop the next death, and we didn't take the chance to do it. You know, I just put a video up on my platform to 10 rappers that had a bad death. They was all murdered. You got FBG Duck, Stack Bundles, Chink, Pop Smoke, Nick Blicky, KJ Border, Extension, Tupac, Biggie, Nipsey, Proof. And if the list goes on, those are just some of the names that I use.
Fucking Triple X and shit. He fucked me up and shit. He got killed. I thought he was gonna be like the new, I don't know, like the new Nas and some shit. He was on some other shit.
So now when we sit back and we analyze all of the destruction that's happening all over America, when do we get to the point where we say, you know what? No more. Because everybody is saying King Von is next. He's next to go. So if we know that the question is who's next, and everybody's saying King Von is, and if King Von ain't, it's going to probably be Dirk or 600 Breezy because they around, well, Dirk left, or it's going to be Chief. So now we predicting the next death instead of trying to stop the next death. We can't get caught up on, well, this brother had an opinion on this topic on his boy's mother instead of getting to the next steps and stay.
See how simple this shit is? See how simple it is? He understands what's going on. And people suppress it. Like, you know what I mean? He crazy shit. That nigga ain't crazy. That nigga been through some shit. Oh, African been bothered shit. That shit happen to motherfuckers every day. And a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't. And ain't saying nothing. So what? And then want to make some fun of that nigga and shit. Because what happened? And you knew it. He ain't say shit. Niggas ain't shit.
Of what's going on.
Remember, Hassan, remember when me and you had our last interview and I said to you that you got a lot of knowledge, but you don't have the wisdom to go with it yet. Remember? I think the timing of your statement was wrong, brother. Not that you could have been wrong, but it's the timing of when you said it.
Hassan might be around the same name. Fuck you talking about?
It's wrong. And that's when the wisdom kicks in. Let's say you would have waited for another year or two to make that statement about Duck's mother. Like if you was to see her doing certain other...
Now you hear that shit? That's the bullshit right there. That's why I made this video. Because of shit like that. Wait for what? Wait for what? Ain't nobody be thinking about that shit. It can be the next shit. You talking about some old shit. Nobody want to hear that shit. So you gotta be in the motherfucker's face right now when it coming out, when the shit pop off.
Other things, that's when the wisdom kick in and you say, you know what? Now I understand. You lost your children. Look at you. You out there. See, shit like that. That's what I mean by the wisdom and knowing when to say something and knowing when not. This was the wrong timing, I think. And you do know.
No, it was a prime example. It was a live example of what was going on. Like, you know what I mean? Look at what happened. What could have prevented these things? Why was this nigga talking about dead people? Did you know about this? You look crazy. No, they should make a charge for children that get murdered under a certain age, right? Hold the parents have some type of responsibility, like negligence or some shit, like whatever. Say for example, like you involved with some gang shit or whatever the fuck, right? And you in a car, you got your kid. Then somebody shoot up the car and something happens to the kid. Your ass should be held responsible, along with the person that did it. That would be awesome fucking law. That would be an awesome fucking law.
Brother Hassan.
I guess all that shit has to be proven. For the law, of course.
That Chicago is really up in arms with you right now. They really upset at your statement. They are calling for you to at least apologize to the mother of Duck. Would you at least do that on the show with Sarnetta? Would you at least make a phone?
He a whole ass nigga. You know what I mean? Like, but sometimes you have to, like I said earlier, shit, I ain't gonna say that shit right. You know what I mean? I said that earlier, right? So I would, but let's see what he says. Let's see what he said. Let's see if his whole ass. No man, I ain't gonna put my thing. See what he does.
Formal apology to his mother for your statements.
I would give that sister a hug and a kiss, and I would move mountains with that sister to try to stop what's going on in Chicago. My opinion was just my opinion, and as far as Chicago goes, I don't think you understand how many people that's behind me in Chicago. So many people from Chicago is reaching out to me. So many. I need for y'all to understand something. There's people in Chicago.
Hold on, real quick, Hassan. Somebody said, Sarnetta, why are you allowing him to say this shit? Number one, because I'm an interviewer.
Oh, shit. All right, Sarnetta saying some shit. All right, I feel you. Fucking, what he just said, he said he'll move mountains with that woman. So he'll work with the woman to fix the problem. I don't have to take back what the fuck I said. You recognize the problem. But hold. I saw an interview with FBG Duck, and they asked him why you don't leave Chicago. He said, I'm a real nigga. He was like, shit. He said, these niggas don't move like I move. Like, he said, yo, I'm a real nigga. I can just be out here. That shit crazy. Hey. Let's go.
I'm not a debater. I'm not here to debate him. I'm here to interview the brother. Okay. See, you keep getting me mixed up with you. Don't get me mixed up with you. I'm here to interview him, to hear his side and to hear his point, not to debate him. So that's what I'm here for. That's why I'm allowing him to talk his side and break down his piece. Go ahead, Hassan.
Right. Well, actually, you're right. You're a journalist. You just there to get the facts. Just there to get the facts. Right? Get the facts. I feel you, Hassan. I feel you.
You just sat up there and got me to actually apologize to the sister what I did. So at the end of the day, the brother shouldn't have had a problem with that because what I just said was positive. You see what I'm saying? It led to positivity. That's for one. For two, like what I'm saying, because you can't let the clowns in the comment section throw you off. There's brothers in Chicago that's reaching out to me. that want to stop the violence, but they can't stop. When they go outside, they tired. They want to live. They don't want to leave Chicago. They got a family there. They can't just pick up. They want the violence to stop, but their enemies are claiming to be demons, and they still on demon time. So when they go outside, they have no choice to go outside with an extended clip. It's kill or be killed. And the worst part about it is, when Duck was murdered, if you watch the video and then you listen to some of the people that reached out to me from Chicago, the police let Duck bleed out in the street. They didn't rush him to the hospital. They let him lay right there on the floor and let him bleed out on the floor and let him die. And when you think about that, and you know that's how they're going to do our sons, we have no choice but to stop them.
How many people think cops really do that shit? I believe it. I totally believe it. I totally believe it. I believe it happens in more cities than Chicago. Absolutely. Now, the reasons they do it, that's a whole other shit. Let's go.
The madness. The bigger picture is not what I said. I'm going to say more fucked up shit as we go along in life. I'm going to make more mistakes. And I know that. I'm not perfect. Like you said, with age come wisdom. I'm learning as I go along. So if I'm not the wise man yet, I strive to be that. There's going to be more mistakes. But my mistakes is not going to stop me from trying to get to the promised land, which is saving our people. We are a stolen people on stolen land that's sitting up there scoring points against each other. And the reality of it is, 600 Breezy dropped a song disrespecting Duck the day after he died. Another brother, I forget his name, made an Instagram live talking about, because when they die in Chicago, it's called We Smoking the Pack Now. They light up the blunt, roll the blunt up, light the blunt up, and they smoke, and they name that blunt after the dead. So Duck just got smoked. He became a pack. And the brother was sitting up there laughing about how Duck got executed, and he was wobbling on the floor like a fat bitch is what the brother said. So now, nobody, and see, this is why I went at JoJo Capone so hard. Because my whole thing is, don't play Hassan Campbell.
You in that JoJo Capone?
JoJo Capone.
Do you know who JoJo Capone is, brother?
Me and JoJo Capone got pictures together. We done spent time with each other. Yeah, I know who he is.
Okay.
So pretty much we done pretty much been introduced. We done been together. There's pictures with me and him on the internet. So my whole thing is, don't skip past the dudes in Chicago that's laughing like King Vaughn basically just said yesterday, basically there is no more Duck, FBG Duck, basically laughing about it on Instagram. Don't skip past the gangsters and get to the blogger and tell the blogger that I can't blog, but the gangsters can keep on disrespecting.
Oh. Nigga, you can't pick and choose your battles, nigga. You can't pick and choose your battles. He's right. He's right. He's absolutely right. But like the scriptures say, motherfucker looking for a weaker vessel. Fuck it. Looking for a weaker vessel. Real niggas be out there and shit. Niggas don't be saying shit. They want to go after little niggas.
And then make videos about his death, laughing at his death.
Are you still living the street life, Hassan? Are you still?
No.
I say hell yeah. I say hell yeah. And this is where the wisdom kicks in, brother. I say you are still living the street life because, for the simple fact, is the way you do your blogs. It's the way you come out, when you going at the gangsters, when you banging on real G's, when you don't give a fuck about what happened. But see, at the same time, brother, I look at that as just being selfish, because at the same time you banging on these motherfuckers that don't give a fuck, you bring on your daughters and you bring them all on your screen and you let the people see your children. You put them in your videos.
Okay,
so,
check this out. He should be able to put his kids in the videos. He should be able to do that. He should be able to put his kids in there, his motherfucking grandkids in there, his grandmama, his great-great-grandmama, whoever he wants in his motherfucking videos. He got the right to do that. If he want to do that, he should be able to do that with no motherfucking problem. So if something happened, what are you gonna do? What are the people gonna do? He's doing something right. Is y'all gonna be like, shit, I ain't Sarnetta sent them niggas over there to do something to that nigga. Everybody know that shit. There ain't nobody gonna say nothing to a man that was doing right. Because those same niggas that wouldn't want to get at him, they would talk about you. They would talk about Sarnetta and Hassan Campbell the same way. And y'all better not say nothing to them. Right? But y'all won't say nothing to them. Say nothing. Don't say nothing. But when he do it, it's a problem. He ain't in the game no more.
So if you are still living this life, whether you're on the streets or not, because you're talking about gangsters and stuff like that. I want to show you a real clip, a video that a brother did. I'm only gonna play a couple of minutes of it, and then I want your take on what's going on and what he's talking about. Here's a brother from Chicago that's talking. Hold on. Here's a brother from Chicago.
I seen it.
Okay. Yeah, see? Because, brother, whether you know it or not, Hassan, you still in the street life. Because if you're not, you acting like you are, and you saying, I want all this goddamn smoke. Bring the smoke. This is what you saying, brother. But that's selfish because you are in a house with like 5 beautiful babies, children, and you putting your wife at danger. You know these niggas don't give a fuck. So let's go.
Today's video here is entitled Hassan Campbell, Don't Come to Chicago. And the reason why this
don't come to Chicago, nigga, why not?
Video is entitled such is because of Hassan's ego, Hassan's rudeness, Hassan's disrespectfulness, Hassan's big mouth. All of the above. He gave his own self travel restrictions because he can't come to Chicago. If you all have been keeping up, I made a video giving Hassan a warning in regards to his disrespectfulness. Now he can't come to Chicago. With the latest video he did in regards to FBG's mother, the mother of the dead, whom, according to him, has...
Now these niggas want to be all African and shit. You hear this shit? You hear this nigga? Now he want to be all African and shit, all African shit and whatnot. You know that African bullshit, motherfucker. Right? But he can't come there, though. He can't come there. You hear this shit? They being respectful with that. They'll kill a nigga. Y'all hear that shit? Now, how do you tell niggas to be respectful and you willing to kill a nigga over some bullshit? Like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? We gotta listen to you to be respectful. If not, you can kill our motherfucking ass. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? Like, what the fuck kind of monkey ass shit is that? That's the most monkeyest orangutan ass motherfucking spider monkey motherfucking bullshit in the motherfucking world. Niggas is retarded. Be respectful to that lady. Or we'll kill your ass, nigga.
No children left because of the violence in Chicago, had taken all of her children, and now you feel that she has no protection, which gives you the right to savage.
Nigga, she must be had some motherfucking protection, nigga, because 3 of her kids gone and shit, and she's still alive, nigga. So yeah, she has some protection, I guess, and shit. But what about them kids? What about them kids? Who was you there to protect them, nigga? And you old, nigga. You got gray in your beard and shit. Yeah, that's probably signing that age and some shit.
Actually attack her?
Attack her?
Bro, these young boys in Chicago is not laying down like that. And they're not taking that. So It is highly recommended, Hassan, that you apologize to that man's mother on screen, on YouTube. That's very important, Hassan.
All right, that's enough. So you see these brothers in Chicago, some of them, the dog ones, they don't want to get on camera. So what do you take from that, brother? Like you making a lot of noise, brother. I know some people say, oh, he just want all these views, but goddamn, at what price?
Now, there's a bunch of niggas that tell him that he can't come to Chicago, Illinois. A whole motherfucking city in a whole motherfucking state. They said that. Not the U.S. Marshals, not the FBI, not the United States, motherfucking United States of America, government, whatever the fuck you want to call it, motherfucker. Ain't none of them motherfuckers said that he can't come to Chicago, Illinois. But good niggas. But he's supposed to be respectful. That shit crazy.
So you got to pay to get these views. Yeah,
all right, let me say this, all right? Because at the end of the day, right now, at this point in time of me being on YouTube, everybody should be able to agree that I touch on damn near every topic that I possibly could touch on with all the bad stuff happening with us. I don't have to do that. Nobody touches on more of the black community than me. This is why they even say, they say that I hate, all right, they say that I hate the black woman, right? That's why I made the video with my daughters outside, and my daughter was like, no, he loves me. He loves me. All my daughters, and that's not even all my daughters, was like, nah, he loves me, showing that I love the black woman, right? And
you hear that, right?
As soon as I start dealing with the worst of the worst, which is this gangbanging mentality, you know what happens? Now the death threats. You can't win for losing, because we like to scream Black Lives Matter, but you can't talk about the corruptness that goes on with black people. You see what I'm saying? If I speak out against,
is it just me? Hassan Campbell arms like Popeye and shit. That shit
the
crazy.
games. Now I'm supposed to have a scripted way of saying she's wrong. I gotta stand my ground by saying that I personally feel like I don't agree with her saying that, and too many black women lie about their children. There's black mothers right now that can't even go to other black mothers and say, yo, your child keep hitting on my child. What can we do about it as adults? Because automatically, as soon as you even try to bring up her child being a bad child or doing wrong things, it's going to be a fist fight. So you have women in the hood that's scared of these type of mothers with this mentality. Duck, may he rest in peace, lived a savage life. The video, his last video that caused his death, that was the first time I ever heard anything like that in my life, and it was the most disgusting shit I ever heard in my life. Where you actually, wherever I come from the BOs and the Pistol Pete's. Me and Pete personally knew each other, spent the yard together, broke bread together in jail. I know these dudes, Xavier Williams. I come from an era of dudes where we let the dead rest in peace. These dudes are making songs, disrespecting, like Doc. Yo, he sung a song and broke down where the dude died at, how he died. Named another one, talked about how she could have, sucked his D before
Sorry about that, y'all. Start this back up. Waking up real quick.
I love. I absolutely don't ever want to visit any place in Black America ever again that think that it's okay to treat Black people like the sundown town. Sundown towns tell you when the
sundown towns. Do y'all know what that is? That means your ass better be out of there and indoors by sundown. If you ain't from around there.
Go down, don't come to our town. That's white people. Now, amongst our people, we brag. And this is what I hate about Chicago the most, the fact that they want to play these stupid-ass mind games where, oh, Black people over there, it's the police killing us. Then you turn around, the rappers will sit up there, nah, I killed that bitch. She was my pack. I smoked them. So which one is it? And me, to the day I die, I'm going to speak out against all these ignorant niggas, because behind every ignorant nigga out there is a mother that says, I just want my son to be able to go to school without getting bullied, without getting shot. There's a mother sitting up there saying, I pray to God, when her son goes outside, she's praying that her son just make it home. That's why I said to Duck's mother, you lost all of your kids. Is your grandchildren going to be next? And they say, that's disrespectful. No, it's not, because generations of Black women are losing every generation of men and a family to Chicago streets. So now, when you sit up there, you say to me, son, you be like, yo, Hassan, you don't think that that's too soon to say? Hell no, because...
Check this out, right? I'm from the suburbs, and I lost track on my hands how many Black people I went to school with that died from gun violence. I lost track on my hands.
By next weekend, it's going to be 50 or 60 more deaths. By the weekend after that, it's going to be 200. By the weekend after that, it's going to be 400. We ain't got time to organize. We got to start now. We don't have the time. And there's nothing more disrespectful than an RIP. So if my words come off a little bit offensive, understand that my intentions is to stop it. And sometimes you can't be nice about that. I ain't never heard Dr. Khalid Muhammad be nice out of his mouth. I ain't never heard Malcolm X be nice. He was straight to the point. Even to the point to where that Elijah Muhammad said, all right, when you spoke about JFK, this is when you got in trouble because you was a little too...
Yeah, but he was... But see, these people will have sympathy and empathy. It's like you don't have sympathy for the parents, for the mothers. Because once they get old enough, you know, some of the kids ain't trying to hear their moms. They moms wish they would do the right thing. But the mother, but they not trying to hear what they mom say. I'm a grown-ass man. That's what we say. How many times you said that to your moms, Hassan? Oh, I'm grown. I'm grown now.
Yup, that's exactly why Willie Grits. So why Willie Grits just sent me some shit.
Oh, I'm grown. I'm grown now.
Yup, that's exactly why Willie Grits. Son of a bitch. Hold on. Oh, I forgot the goddamn shit. I don't know. Open up. They don't see anybody want to come out and talk about this shit. Hit that goddamn like button. Thanks, B. Thanks, B. I love when you do that shit, the science and shit. Oh, man. Bros, B. Yup. All right, I'm there. All right, let's start this thing right now.
Oh, you say that to anybody? I'm a grown-ass man. I do what the hell I want to do. You see?
So you know what I got to say about that?
Go ahead.
It's like I said, with my mother, right? With my mother, when I went to jail for murder, my mother said no more. She moved from Bronx River to Queens. Now, she didn't realize that Far Rockaway was worse than Bronx River. So when she did, it was bad out there. So when she got out there, she said, okay, I'm going to move into my house. She moved into a house in Long Island, right? She had to make a decision, and she was serious that she wasn't going to lose no more of her kids to the street. So when I came home from jail from my charges, there was no more Bronx River as far as me living with my mother. Now, I still live back in Bronx River, but my mother made sure that she wasn't going to lose no more kids to that same neighborhood. And that's what a parent is supposed to do. Me as a father, I sat back when I came home from jail, and I said that I want a better life for my children. So I saved my pennies with my wife, blood, sweat, and tears, and we bought a house to make sure that my kids don't have to live in Bronx River or Edenwald or Webster Projects. When you know that the hood is going to destroy your children, and you know it's a good chance that it's going to do that, you have an obligation to do everything that you can to get your children out. And when you a parent and you lose all your children to the hood, when you have places in America, shelters all over America where you can sit up there and say, you know what, I don't want to be in that neighborhood no more. I need a new beginning. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to go into the shelter and I'm going to get on my feet. If you want welfare in Chicago, you could be on welfare somewhere else. There is no excuse in some cases. My voice, if it offends you, then I meant to. In some cases, if I'm wrong, I will apologize. But if I got to be on the hot seat and we just going to overlook all of the rappers that's making fun of the dead rappers, and we're going to sit back and ignore all of the gang members that's sitting up there saying, hey, we ain't going to stop till we kill your whole set, but I'm the bad one, then so be it. Because I'm doing what I'm doing.
Do you have a death wish, Hassan? Some people may say, man, he just lost his fucking mind because of what happened to him in his early childhood. Let me ask you, brother, do you have a death wish? It's like you don't give a damn about nothing and nobody, you know. Do you have a death wish?
Well, this is what it is, that what you got to understand, Sai, right? If it can't be peace, then it must be war. And first stages of war is speaking out against the evils in the world. So if it costs me my life, then I'm with it, because I know I died trying to stop something verbally. I didn't kill anybody. I used my voice to say, I don't agree with this. This is bad. It got to stop. If it costs me my life, and at least even at this point right now, there's so many people, lives that I done saved. The streets love me. YouTube is not the streets. YouTube is people that look at a dude like me and say, hey, they listen to my story, they see I had a whole lot of pain, and they see somebody that's the best at what I do. I'm the best at it, at what I do. And a lot of people on YouTube, they look at me, they have never been successful at anything that they wanted to do at life. You got rappers that's looking at me. They never made it in the music industry. You got dudes that's bloggers. They not doing so good. They've been doing this just as long as you, and they can't get the audience to follow them no matter what they do. And now they became slaves to my brand. Everything that I do, they gotta counter it and make videos. And if they don't make a video about me, they're not gonna get no views. So this is, I mean, it's what it is. The streets love me. I have so many people saying, yo, I took your advice. I'm doing this now. I changed this. If I could save one life, then I did my job. And I've done that already. So as far as the critics that's not doing absolutely nothing, they're not making videos addressing the single mothers, the single fathers, and trying to uplift the community. I don't care what they think. Because there is somebody out there that appreciate me for what I'm doing.
I've heard you say, people are banging on you and going wild on you because you've been molested. Do you really believe that? Do you think that Hassan Campbell is being discriminated against because you came out and your claim was allegedly that Bambaataa, Africa Bambaataa, have molested you? Or could it be that you have?
Yeah, and I just wanted to check that shit out. I just thought it was a little bit more important. I don't know. I don't know the personality. Chris is supposed to go live on this fucking shit. Supposed to do the Nazareth. I'll probably do. No. I got a good video tomorrow. So 11 o'clock. I'm gonna have Siberius Sleeping Serpent. Another guest. We're gonna have Mythos. So you guys can tune in for that. And with an hour. That's good. I just wanted to get to that part. They were talking about some other shit. But Fuck, I close this motherfucker on up. Thanks everybody for coming on. Lil, Anthony Harris, Sister P, whoever else peeked their head in. Shout out to y'all. I'm gonna go out with some fucking No Face Killer. So, just random track 9.
Don't ever forget your dreams, man. Stick to them. Dream chasing in the fast lane. In this rat race, feel like I'm older than my dad's age. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. 24/7, 365, running the course that goes in circles. My advice to you is stop and smell the roses once in a while you got life in you. Savor all the precious moments in life, cause life is but a moment in time. In a blink of an eye, all this can be taken away while we take it for granted on that paper chase and making that cake and saving up to take it with you to the grave. This entertainment business is insane. I wish you could thought it can happen to you. Feel like you want something so bad you thought when you have it you through, but you ain't happy, you fool. Feel like you lost something, don't know what it costs. Whoever thought it can happen to you. Feel like you want something so bad you thought when you have it you through, but you ain't happy, you fool. Feel like you lost something, yeah, it can happen to you. Time is something you can't buy. Once you lose it, you can't find it back. It ain't money, it ain't bias. But time waits for no man, and it's running away. Can't do nothing but wave by. And when you're old and gray, remember the loved ones that stayed by you through your success and failures. Cause niggas will quit and bail on you and ditch you when your success is failing. I got successful failing. We went from friends to strangers now. Under our breath, we saying a bunch of shit and talking behind each other's backs. Tension, resentment, anger. And it is what it is, I can't explain it. Maybe God with grace is send an angel to change the situation we made. This entertainment business is insane. I wish you ever thought it can happen to you. Feel like you want something so bad you thought when you have it you through, but you ain't happy, you fool. Feel like you lost something, don't know what it costs. Whoever thought it can happen to you. Feel like you want something so bad you thought when you have it you through, but you ain't happy, you fool. Feel like you lost something.
Hey yo,
yeah, it can happen to you.
When you grow, all your dreams defer, turn into nightmares and re-emerge, and they'll reoccur until you just believe in work. And I done been there, believe it works, and when it seems to hurt, don't ever lose the fight in your heart. Just be yourself in the light of the dark. When I'm enlightened, I spark with the pen. I start writing my thoughts, despite the critics and in spite of the charts. And I'm so gone, free falling since the day I was born, and still waiting on my rocket to come. I put my all in this song, but nowadays that don't mean a thing. This entertainment business is insane. I wish you
could thought it can happen to you. Feel like you want something so bad you thought when you have it you through, but you ain't happy, you fool. Feel like you lost something, don't know what it costs. Whoever thought it can happen to you. Feel like you want something so bad you thought when you have it you through, but you ain't happy, you fool. Feel like you lost something.
We out. See you later, P.